Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bitter Rivals podcast. We are coming at you a day late this week because of, a few reasons. Namely, yesterday was New Year's Day, so we thought, why not act like the rest of the world and take an actual holiday? So we did. Anyway, back on it today. Getting a late one in here. We're currently, Team Canada's about to start playing, so we might...
5 minutes to puck drop. 5 minutes to puck drop.
So you might get a quick little bit of nothing out of us, and also probably a lot of us not paying attention. But it is what it is. Canada is playing in the World Juniors, and it is now knockout stage. So we got some important World Juniors hockey. The Leafs continue to win, if we want to jump right into Leaf stuff. So that obviously is fantastic. To be honest with you, with the World Juniors on and everything, it's kind of been hard to keep track of both. And the way Connor Bedard's been playing in the World Juniors has just been crazy. So yes, that is what happened. The Leafs did lose to the Arizona Coyotes 6-3. I completely forgot about that. That was kind of just a scheduled loss, it felt like, if that makes sense. Because then we followed it up 2 days later by kind of slapping the absolute shit out of the defending Stanley Cup champions. 6-2. We beat Colorado in the return of Nathan MacKinnon. He didn't look so hot, neither did the rest of his team, and the Leafs did look very, very hot. So that was very nice to see. Morgan Rielly made his return, so that's obviously notable. They're kind of easing him into things. He's playing more second team power play, so that's kind of important because they've been running the 5 forwards ever since Sandin went down. So they've been running the 4.
Kind of been working, hasn't it?
Yeah, I did see a stat though that I forget exactly what it was, but their power play on the road has been extremely poor. So if I'm not mistaken, they did get a few power play goals against the Avalanche in Colorado, so that was nice to see. But at home it's been fantastic. And the Big 4 in Bunting has been a really, really deadly kind of 5-pack of just straight forwards, obviously. Anyway.
I mean, considering that's 45, 50 million of cap space, it better be fucking good.
Yeah. Well, Michael Bunting is on 900K, but anyway, we're not going to that's the only change. So
yeah,
it's actually more expensive when Morgan Rielly's on the ice.
Oh, definitely, for sure. He's 8 something?
Oh, that kicks in next year. I believe he's on 5 right now. But
okay.
Anyway. Anything happened notable in Montreal this week?
We've been kind of getting the shit slapped out of us the last few games. Florida put up 7 on us. And Washington put up 9. Ovi with a hat trick.
And then took a picture with all of your team's moms, which was just the ultimate power move.
To be fair, I don't care. He could have scored all 9. If I had the chance to get a picture with Ovi after the game, I'm taking that picture with Ovi. I don't give a fuck.
I'm sorry, but what those mothers did to their children is totally inexcusable. That's shameful to take that picture. That is just horrible. Yes. Completely unacceptable. But anyway.
We're talking about one of the greatest goal scorers in the history of the game.
Yeah, who just absolutely dunked on your son. All of your sons. Just dunked on them. Anyway, enough on that.
Yeah, but Habs injury troubles racking up. Gallagher came back and is looking to be back on IR again. Caden Gooley, who's probably been our best defenseman this season's out. Currently, he's not on IR yet, but they haven't disclosed how long he will be out. So hopefully that's not too bad because, like I said, he's been one of our best defensemen this year. The stats don't necessarily back it up because the team around him has been poor, but you watch him play and he stands out in a good way.
Yeah, and that's to be honest, that just kind of is the state of the Montreal Canadiens right now. Is that this rookie who had a good year in the Dub last year is now your best team and best defenseman in the NHL, and that's just like you said, it's a mix of a little bit of injuries, but also a mix of just a bad team, and that's what you get right when you have the 32nd place team last year. Didn't think they were going to be much better this year. They're not that much better this year, and that's about
I will
where
say though
Montreal
that
Canadiens stand.
Arbor Xhekaj is leading defenseman in goal scoring for rookies, which I did not see coming at all, and I'm loving it.
Yeah. Has he not been benched a few times because he's a defensive liability?
Not that I've seen. Nothing specific on him. like, late in games, if you want, when we had not Gooley, Savard and Edmondson, they kind of took a few more shifts near the end of games just to see things out, but like nothing that I've seen anyways that's like, he's been poor, he's sitting. As for Jack, I can't keep up with the entire bench the entire game, but like nothing that I've seen that's been like
no, I'm talking
out.
about like getting actually healthied. Has he not been healthied?
Healthied, but it's just, well, for a bit it's been the sake of rotation. With the younger guys, someone kind of has to sit. Weidman's taken a few too, so it's not just the rookies sitting. Like Chris Weidman's taken a couple, Harris has taken a couple, Jack Guy's taken a couple. I think really the only guys that haven't, like for the rookies, I think the only one that hasn't been healthy so far is Gooley. So like they're all taking their turn, they're all rotating in, which is fine. Now with all the injuries back there really isn't much rotation, but it is what it is.
Interesting. What about I know there's a couple of Habs picks in this tournament right now.
Yes.
So Mishar, I know, is one of them. Is there one on the Finnish team?
Yes, Oliver Kapanen, who was in the group, so he's one of their better players. And actually, Owen Beck just got recalled to Team Canada due to the Colton Dach injury.
Yes, and what about, is there not one on the Swiss team as well?
I think it's Swiss or Austria. Give me 1 second.
There was one other one. I believe we talked about this last week. It was obscured today. I was watching a game, and I believe it was Switzerland that was playing in that game, and I heard that that's a Habs pick as well, and I was a little bit surprised. So but then I kind of remembered our conversation from last week.
So we've got Vincenz Rohrer, Rohrer, is Austrian. I don't think there's a Swiss on the Habs, like a Habs pick.
Okay, maybe I must have misheard. And I know we've already talked about this, but some of the names in this World Cup are just fantastic. Or World Juniors are just like absolutely top tier. Like have we gone over it on the podcast actually?
Like the actual like names? Like no.
Yeah, like in the United States has like a 5-pack that they can throw at you, like just them, like Rutger McGroarty, Red Savage, Chaz Lucius.
That's Chaz Lucius is the best name in the tournament. That's phenomenal. Dude,
Rutger McGroarty. That's unbelievable. What about what was it? Well, it's the same. He's plays for Slovakia or plays for Czechia. And he wears the same number. He wears number 16, which is the same number that Ivan wore last year, or Ivan, whatever you want to call him. I think his name's like Marcel or Marcel or something like that. Is it Marcel? I'm sorry if I'm completely not saying that right. Yeah, it is Marcel. It's great. It's absolutely fantastic because he's wearing the same number as Ivan for the same team. And he's Marcel.
Ivan's one of my favorite sports names of all time.
Guess how many goals he scored in the game today, Marcel.
I'm going to go.
He went for the double dip.
I was going to say 3, but still.
Yeah, impressive. I completely stole that joke from Mike Johnson, but anyway. And the Team Canada game has started.
I'll allow it. Yes, we are a couple minutes into the first.
Yeah. I got 18-15. I'm probably a little bit behind you. I'm not watching on cable. I am watching on the 5 app. So.
Yeah, no. What do you think of the team so far? Like how they've played? Because obviously the first game of the tournament was not great.
Team Canada, I would say, has been a lot of Connor Bedard. There's been a lot of Connor Bedard, is what I've seen. I kind of, if you want the honest truth, like one thing that has really stuck out to me is I really feel bad for Shane Wright. Like he's like, since he was 15 years old, he was supposed to be that guy. And this guy literally just comes in, not even old enough to wear a visor, like has to wear a full-on fishbowl and just dominates a tournament that you are the captain of Team Canada at. Like that's got to hurt. Did you hear the comment from Shane Wright after, I think it was the first 7-point performance from Bedard?
No.
He goes, it was put into our group chat, so I'm surprised you didn't see it. He goes, yeah, I was telling him that I don't think I have 7. I think I have 6 points across all competitions in every like game I've played this entire year. So, and I was just like, you poor bastard. Like, Bedard's just like him and McDavid are from the same planet. I think they're the only two people from that planet, though.
Yeah, and then that's not a shot at Shane Wright. It's just Connor Bedard is just that much better. Like,
He's very, very good, and he seems to just make the right play every single time. That's what I've noticed. And McDavid was a very, very good player at this age, but I don't even think he was putting his team, like the team, on the back like Connor Bedard is.
I don't remember him doing this.
Like just going like getting 7 points a game.
Now, to be fair though, I do remember him absolutely destroying the Greyhounds, like just mauling us.
I know, but
at this level,
this tournament's a little bit of a bigger stage. Like we can agree to that.
No, 100%.
Even it's probably a higher level of hockey too than the most part. Like for the most part, I was looking at Connor Bedard's stats as a 17-year-old this year in the W.
Yeah,
makes me want to throw up. Like, have you seen them?
I haven't seen his W stats, so I will pull them up right now so we can talk about it. I did see that he's averaging like a 1.5 a period at the World Juniors.
Yeah. So this year, according to Elite Prospects, Connor Bedard, as the captain of the Regina Pats as a 17-year-old, has played 28 games. He's got 27 goals and 64 points.
Yeah,
this man is
37. Jesus, fuck.
Yeah, this man is not even old enough to wear a visor in international hockey. Like that, and he looks the part of being not old enough to wear a visor in international.
Oh no, he looks like a child. He
looks like an actual child. Yes, for sure. Like if I didn't know who he was, I would think that he was maybe entering the 9th grade right now. 9th or 10th grade would be my estimate, honestly. To be completely honest with you. I'm
looking at his stat lines at this tournament. 4 games, 6 goals, 12 assists, 18 points.
Yeah, I know. It's like almost disappointing when he shoots and doesn't score. The World Juniors, like in the last tournament, as a 16-year-old, 8 points in 7 games.
Yeah.
Just filthy. Last year in the W, 62, again, as a 16-year-old, 62 games, 51 goals, 100 points. Like, that is unfathomable for anybody else. Like, I don't know, other than, like, Connor McDavid. Like, that's kind of what I'm saying. Anyway, that's what I've noticed about this tournament so far. Sorry, I kind of just got distracted.
I know.
But I noticed that shots were 5-0 Slovakia.
Yeah.
It's a little bit concerning.
I think they rebounded well from the Czechia loss. I think their game was against, what was it, Germany and Austria? Or was it Austria
yes,
and Germany?
Well,
whatever order they were in.
It was Germany, then Austria. I forget. Anyway, doesn't matter. I think it was Germany, then Austria.
Yeah, absolutely slaughtered them. Like, just slapped the fucking piss out of them, which was great. It was a great response. I was worried about the Sweden game, though. Because no offense to Austria and Germany, they're not that level. No. Yeah. But I was surprised at how well we handled Sweden. After the Czechia game, I wasn't too hot on that. That was close. But I thought they played exceptionally well in the Sweden game. They were up within like 40 seconds.
Yeah.
And just kind of kept their foot on the pedal the whole game. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's did you happen to watch the Sweden-Finland game today? Very good hockey. At work. Very good hockey game. Sweden won that game with like 1:05 left on the penalty kill. They scored a shorthanded goal with 1:05 left to make it 3-2.
That hurts. They
had 2 shots on goal and were down, and it was 1-1, I believe, at that point. At the 7-minute mark of the second period. Like, it was crazy. I was thinking to myself, I was really disappointed with Sweden at that point. They had mustered up 2 shots nearly halfway through the game, and I was like, What is going on here?
That's
Like, this
piss
is
poor from like anyone.
Sweden? Like, that's kind of what against Finland, and then they go and win the game. It was an unbelievable game. Unbelievable game today.
Oh, there he is. That's the man of the moment.
Oh, did he do it? Did he do the thing? Oh, yeah, he did the thing. He did the thing. Of course he did the thing.
Yeah, Connor Bedard
as we were talking about it,
good.
Connor Bedard scores a pretty nice goal to make it 1-0 Canada.
So make it 7 goals and 12 assists for 19 points.
And he now breaks the Eberle record for most goals in in the World Junior all competitions. So
yeah,
under 20, yeah, crazy. This man
is
on one at all times. Pardon?
He's a child. He's not a man.
Yeah, no, but you'll see next year when he's in the National Hockey League how much of a man he is, because like he's gonna tear up any like part of the league. No matter where he goes, he's going to tear it up. Him individually can tear it up. Absolutely.
If he ends up in like Vancouver or Arizona, no. But that's not in him. That's on the team. That's on the teams being so fucking dog shit.
First of all, situation means a lot to people, and I don't know if you knew this, but Connor Bedard's favorite team is the Vancouver Canucks. So if he goes to Vancouver, he's going to light it up harder than he would if he went anywhere else.
I know he'd be happy about it, but I don't think they've got the supporting cast to help him out. You know what I mean?
Bro, they have Elias Pettersson. They have Bo Horvat. They have... What are you talking about? They have such a supporting cast. Yes, they should blow it up completely for a guy like Connor Bedard. Absolutely. But saying that the whole point is he's going to end up on a team here that isn't going to have a lot of supporting cast. But I think the whole idea is the reason that that's going to be the case is because these teams are going to do that to themselves because they realize he's good enough to carry them. And that's what he is. So, yeah, I don't think it matters where he goes, to be completely honest with you. Like, I think that no matter where he goes, he's going to be one of the best players in the National Hockey League. Like, immediately, too. So exactly like Sidney Crosby and exactly like Connor McDavid. Maybe even Austin Matthews, you could say. Guy scored 4 goals in his first game. I don't know if you remember that. That's the kind of impact.
I put Austin Matthews in that category, no doubt.
So,
because I don't think there's been a
player like Austin Matthews makes. I don't think that it's like a... No, like, I don't mean to always come back here, but it's not like drafting Juraj Slafkovsky or even Shane Wright or like Nemec or Cooley. Like, this is not...
Or, I mean, Dahlin, Owen Power, Lafreniere,
Power. Dahlin's starting to show signs of
Dahlin's getting no, and that's the thing. That's the thing. You got to give these kids time. That's the whole thing.
I guess the thing is he's not gonna need time. He's just gonna step into the league and be that guy. You know what I mean? Like, he'll be a guy who's got a C on his jersey or an A on his jersey in like 2 years, just because of how good he is. Just the same reason McDavid did. Do you really think McDavid's a vocal leader? Do you think McDavid at 18, 19 years old even said a word in the dressing room? No, but they put a C on his jersey because he's good enough to do, because he's Connor McDavid. So,
I mean, that's an argument for another episode, because I hate that philosophy entirely.
It's an interesting one, and we can have it another time, but I will say this. Your best players have to be your leaders.
Yes, but your leaders don't have to be your best players.
No. And they're not mutually exclusive.
No,
right?
Exactly.
There are other leaders on the Edmonton Oilers, but I think the leader has to be, especially when it's like a person that we say is from a different planet all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyway, we're kind of veering off track. There's other stuff that we have to talk about here. The Winter Classic happened today. Yep. So that was fun.
So I was mentioning to you before we started recording how much I hate the fact that the Bruins do the Winter Classic so well. Like, the last couple times they've been in it, the one at Lake Tahoe and now this one at Fenway, their whole, I don't want to call it like a gimmick. Their whole thing, though, the whole vibe of it is phenomenal. And it pisses me off because I hate the Bruins so much, but they do such a good job of it that I can't help but be like, that's fucking great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because they all came out at Fenway today, all in Red Sox like full gear, like as if they were playing a game of baseball, bats, gloves, the whole 9 yards. Is awesome stuff to see. Penguins also looked great. 2 of the best like Winter Classic jerseys I can remember in a while, I think. on display today.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the Pittsburgh ones, to be completely honest with you. And to be honest with you, I wasn't a huge fan of the Boston ones. I like their previous ones better, like the previous Winter Classic ones, like with the yellow and the still the spoke B. I think that bear looks like a crackhead, and I hate it, to be honest with you.
The meth bear? I love the meth bear.
Yeah, no, I hate it. I'm not a huge fan. But yeah, and some other notable like I love the blue Pittsburgh ones. Like those were some classic Winter Classic jerseys. Leafs recent Winter Classic jerseys have been significantly better than either of those today. You've come on with you've got some opinions that are really riling me up today.
I really like those. Like it just felt very. It's not that they were like the best, but they fit the vibe perfectly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they weren't the best, but they did the job that they were supposed to do perfectly.
Yeah, okay. Connor Bedard is ragdolling guys right now in the crease. What is happening? I must be like a couple seconds behind you, eh?
Yeah, you're about 10 seconds. Oh, that's a nasty cross check.
Oh, to Stankoven?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty dirty.
That
It looked
is
like anyway. How does he get in? Oh, right in the chin. Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
He's already missing a couple jibbies up top too, eh?
Oh yeah.
Oof. Anyway, we are very, very sidetracked watching this hockey game right now. I knew this was going to happen as soon as we said we were going to record during the game. Anyway.
Well, I mean, I prefer this over recording at like 10 o'clock tonight. So
yes, absolutely. I would 100% agree with you on that. Did Connor Bedard send a linesman flying?
I think by accident.
Wow.
I think it was more of a he was following and the linesman got in his way.
Yeah, that's an interesting call. Is it 5-on-4 here?
Looks like Canada is getting the power play unless they change it up. I think they got two. I think they got. I think Bedard and whoever he was with got theirs, and then the cross check.
Yeah, that was pretty nasty cross check.
Like that is not nice.
Yeah, no, not at all. But yes, I do agree that and especially because Pittsburgh played along with it. But going back to the Winter Classic today, because the Penguins played along with it and they went with their old school Pirates jerseys as well. That's what made it for me was that they both did it.
Yeah, that's
Red Sox,
yeah, like that's like they both fit the occasion perfectly.
Yeah, it was great. It was fantastic.
I've got a fill in the blank for you, Ave. We were a week late. I forgot to do it last week because we did theme team. But Kyle Dubas and the Toronto Maple Leafs, what on Christmas morning would have liked to wake up and see blank under the tree for them? Not literally, but you know, what do the Leafs need? What would have been the perfect Christmas gift for the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Clean bill of health. That's it. Don't need to make any ads. If we're going to add something, probably it would be a scoring left winger, but it's not necessary. I don't think. I think we have a lot of pieces that have proven their worth when it comes to scoring goals from the left side. But yeah, no, I think health. I think health has really been the reason that we've struggled when we have struggled this year. Whether that's Jake Muzzin going down or TJ Brody, Morgan Riley, Rasmus Sandin is down right now. Nick Robertson took a pretty nasty hit. He's got a shoulder injury. He's out right now. Matt Murray's been hurt. Samsonov's been hurt. So if we could just avoid anybody else getting hurt and maybe get some guys back healthy like the Sandins and the Robertsons right now, because that's the left side help that I'm talking about. Nick Robertson hasn't had a real chance to sustain anything on any line in the league.
No, it was
on the team.
It's like he like plays a couple good games and gets hurt. And then is out,
gets hurt,
and
then he plays a couple good games, and then he gets healthy. And then, it's just that's how it's been for him. So I'd like to see health. And with health, I think will come that scoring from the left side, which is ultimately very important. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me ask you the same thing about the Montreal Canadiens.
I don't want to be boring, but it's kind of the same answer. The D-core, like we've been running 5 rookies until Gooley went down, getting hurt. He's out of injuries. Brendan Gallagher going down hurt is a big one. He's the heart and soul of this team still. So I think that would probably be number one. If we're going to look a little into the future, I wouldn't mind either a number 1 or 2C coming in the draft, or a top winger to kind of fill out our top 6 a little more. Yeah, I think that would be. I think they kind of go hand in hand there. If we get healthy, and then get a good draft pick, because this draft class looks absolutely stacked top to bottom. Like, the Habs are going to have 2 potential top 10 picks with ours and Florida's from the Sherratt trade. Like, this could be a franchise defining draft for the next 10, 15 years if we draft right.
Yeah, I don't know that it's that bottom. Like, I think after the first few picks, is it that?
I've been reading that the top 10 there's basically not franchise players, but you have Bedard, Fantilli, and Michkov, I think, are kind of 2, 3.
Yeah, again, for another day, this is a conversation, but my understanding is Michkov is probably not going to play in the National Hockey League for at least another, 5 years? He's signed in Russia. Yeah. So that's kind of tough. And then, to be honest with you, Fantilli hasn't really been that. To me, I don't watch Michigan play a lot of hockey games, I'm going to be honest with you, but I've watched every Canada game, and he hasn't really been that good. He's got a goal.
I think when you have Bedard at the top of the class, it's hard to look good compared to that. You know what I mean?
I do know.
But I think if you get, even if the Habs don't get first, if we have the Florida one is projected to be anywhere from 1 to 10, and so are the Habs. So if you have 2 picks in that top 10, that's huge.
Yeah.
Cool. Sorry, could be huge. Could be huge.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot before. We'll see what happens. Yeah. It's going to be an interesting draft, to say the least. I'm very excited to see where this kid ends up. There's so many different options, and that's really what this tournament has kind of done, I think, for a lot of people, is made them kind of go shit. Wherever he goes is going to be a force. It's going to be similar to when McDavid went to the Oilers, and everybody was like, are you kidding? Because, watch, it's going to be Chicago, or it's going to be a team that's it's just
if he ends up on the Habs,
he might instantly request a trade. To be honest,
I don't think so. I don't think the Habs are that bad. If he ends up in Arizona, maybe. The Habs, I think there's signs of life within the Habs organization that I don't think a couple other of the bottom teams have.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I think he's probably confident enough in himself that he doesn't even really think about that. I wonder if he thinks about where he's going to end up.
I wouldn't be shocked if he's had this conversation with Shane Wright over the past 2 and a bit weeks. Because
but Shane Wright is nowhere near in the same position as Connor Bedard is.
Well,
somebody who he's actually, I saw that I was watching that he had an actual conversation with was Connor McDavid. And that's probably more somebody who would know what Connor Bedard is going through right now.
No, I don't. Yeah, no, what I meant by that was that, Shane Wright was the project. That last year's draft, the 2022 draft, was the Shane Wright draft for 5 years.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't.
No, it did not end up being that.
No. So I feel like that's a conversation that maybe they're having, saying hey, even if you don't go first, you'll still go, you'll still play in the show. Maybe not the exact conversation that, he had with McDavid about, going number 1. But maybe going number 1 isn't everything.
Yeah. All right, let's get to a little bit of fantasy talk here so we can wrap up and watch the rest of this hockey game.
I don't want to talk about last week.
So I don't know if you forgot to set your lineup or not, but I'm already clapping you.
I definitely did forget to set my lineup for tonight.
Yeah. I'm not clapping. But anyway, I am winning.
You're projected to be clapping me too, but I just set all my lines for the night. I do have Nathan McKinnon back though, which is great news. but the boss did slap me up last week, pretty bad, and I'm not best pleased about it.
No way.
Oh, he slapped me like by 200 points. He beat the piss out of me.
Wow, that's tough. Well, I'm getting you on your rebound week. You are currently still in first at the only 8-4 record. There is a 5-way tie at 7-5, followed by a couple of 6-6 teams, and the bottom 4-8 and 1-11 teams. So that is what we have. Will's top team has actually won a couple weeks in a row now.
He's on a little bit of a heater. I think he's paying attention now. I think that's the key.
Yes. So that's interesting to say the least. As I said, there's a 5-way tie for second place at 7-5. But based on points for No Regretskis, my beautiful girlfriend Michaela is in second place. My apologies. This week, I have a chance, if I beat Gitano, to move into at least a tie for first place. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And projections are showing me still beating you. So that is good, even after you've set your lineup. So things are looking on the up and up for me. I'd love to see that happen.
I would not.
It is a tight league, though. Like,
yeah, even that 5-way tie, there's only like less than 200 points between all of you guys. So that's nuts. It's
tight, like very tight. That's the only way to describe this league to this point. And yeah, that's where we sit. What did the Habs have coming up this week?
So this week we're in Nashville tomorrow night. Then Thursday and Saturday, we are at home to the Rangers and the Blues.
Okay. Very good, very good. The Blues are in town tomorrow night, followed by the Kraken Thursday and the Wings on Saturday. There actually is a 7 p.m. game on the Sunday as well, so we will probably record before that, but you will get the episode as the game is beginning. We play the Flyers on Sunday, so we'll tee up a little bit more for that on Sunday, but yeah, anyway, that's what we got cooking for the week.
Yeah. Anything else you need to get off your chest, Dave?
Nothing really, other than go Canada go, and I really hope we can beat the Slovaks tonight and move on into the semifinals, and looks like we're going to be playing the States in the semis. So that'll be a tough semis matchup, probably the two best teams in the tournament. And it'll be fun to watch. Actually, honorable mention, Czechia has been probably the best team in the tournament to this point. They have been unbelievable. They have lights out, like completely lights out, which I think a lot of people are surprised about until I wasn't surprised that I was surprised that I didn't know this fact. They had 16 returning players from the summer tournament and 3 returning players that didn't play in the summer tournament from the tournament that got canceled. So they have 19 players on their roster who have played in this tournament before. Yeah, that's a little bit of an advantage.
Just a bit, eh?
Yeah.
But they've been excellent.
Yes. Anyway, that's enough of us. Go watch the Canada game. Sounds like we just scored. No, we didn't just score?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
I thought we almost did. We almost did, but we did not.
Okay. Well, like I said, go watch the Canada game if you're not already. And thank you to the Game Entertainment and Media for hosting us. You can catch us on all of our social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, and you can catch video on YouTube if you don't already. I said this at the end of last week. Anyway, thanks again. Go Canada, go.